Hello everyone, Victor Tanzig here, and welcome to the Reddit Railway. Today's destination is r/JustNoMil, so all aboard! I work part-time in a bakery. We have 3 employees who specialize in wedding cakes. We offer a range of sizes, flavors, and designs, and it's my job to help customers choose. I had a couple scheduled for 9:30 this morning. Imagine my surprise when they show up at 8:15 with an older woman in tow. It's a little annoying because we were slammed with a morning rush, but my boss told me to take care of them instead. So I go over and introduce myself. I offer congratulations and we get straight down to business. I show the couple photographs of our past cakes. While the bride and her future husband were looking at them, the older woman went outside to smoke. Within 15 minutes, the couple narrow it down to 4 designs. When the older woman comes back in and asks what she missed, the bride shows her the designs they liked, and she immediately starts to complain. No, that's too detailed. No, that's too plain. No, that's not big enough. No, that's too big. It was like listening to an old cranky version of Goldilocks. I side-eyed the shit out of the older woman, who I would discover is the bride's future mother-in-law. I asked the bride how many guests they're having. She answers, and so does the mother-in-law, who gives a number twice as big as the bride's. The bride, who I'll call daughter-in-law from here on out, reiterates the original number and tells the mother-in-law they're only having a small wedding. Mother-in-law whines and says she's already invited people and can't uninvite them because it would be rude. Daughter-in-law shrugs. Mother-in-law turns to me and tells me the larger number again. I say, sorry, the bride has the final say. Mother-in-law replies, well, why did I even bother coming if no one will listen? Daughter-in-law answers, I don't know why you insisted on coming. My son is getting married. It's my right to be here. He's marrying me. You can come along for planning, but I don't need your input. If I want it, I'll ask. I need a cigarette. Mother-in-law goes outside again to smoke. I'm staring at the daughter-in-law in wonder because, oh my god, the spine. Her future husband, on the other hand, just sat there the whole time staring at the floor like he wanted to become one with it. Daughter-in-law glared at him. I told you this was going to happen. Future husband responds, what am I supposed to do? Control your mother, or I will. Future husband sighs and goes after his mother. He looks like he's heading to a firing squad. Daughter-in-law turns to me, apologizes for the scene, and asks about setting up a tasting and meeting with the designer. I schedule the appointments and let her know we can set a password so no unauthorized changes can be made to the dates or cake. She takes me up on the offer and tells me to make a note to not share the password with her future husband and leaves. I'm torn between awe at her spine and sympathy that she felt the need to use and hide a password from her future husband. So am I. If daughter-in-law has to keep a secret about something so small, then she clearly doesn't trust her future husband, which leads to the obvious question, why is she marrying him? Yeah, she probably loves him, but that doesn't matter if you don't trust your partner, and given his reaction to his mother's behavior, it sounds like future husband has been browbeaten by her. Well done to the bride for standing up to her, though. There are several updates to this post, so let's see what happens next. I was cleaning my station when the phone rang. My co-worker answered and said the call was about a wedding cake. I was desperate to go home, but I had to deal with it since I was the only one there that day who worked with any wedding cakes. So I answered the phone. Hello, OP speaking. How can I help you? Hello, I was there this weekend with my fiancé and mother-in-law to look at wedding cakes and make my appointments. I have to make a few changes. I instantly recognized the voice and thought to myself, no fucking way. Since I didn't have absolute proof it was the mother-in-law, I couldn't just hang up on her. Besides, I kind of wanted to see where this was going. So I answer, sure thing, I just need your name and information. My name is daughter-in-law. I need to change the servings for the cake. It's now the large number. I can't remember when my appointment is with the design team, so I'm going to need that too. Not a problem. I just need your passcode to change the cake size and release any information. Passcode? Yes, ma'am. Oh, I forgot it. Just tell me. I'm very sorry, ma'am, but I can't do that. We value our clients' privacy, but you're welcome to come in during business hours to update your cake and change the passcode. You just need to bring your ID. There's silence on the other end. Ma'am? Never mind. This was very unhelpful. Goodbye. I apologize again. Have a nice night. I left a note on daughter-in-law's appointment file about the call and flagged it to make sure to check the passcode and ID. I left a note with my manager about the call as well. I have a feeling mother-in-law is going to explode at her son and daughter-in-law. Unfortunately, I couldn't inform either one of them about the call right away without my manager's approval. If I did, I would have been fired. Update 2. Protocol for this kind of situation is to call the client within 24 hours to follow up on any change requests that were unable to be filled. My manager left this task up to me since I was the one who initially assisted with the appointment. I call the daughter-in-law and leave a vague message. Daughter-in-law calls me back within an hour and asks to speak to me. Hello, OP speaking. How can I help you? Hi, this is daughter-in-law. I got a message saying to call back. Yes, ma'am. I'm just calling to follow up your request yesterday for the cake changes. I'm very sorry I was unable to help. I understand you forgot your passcode and would like to know if you want to come in and change it. You just need to bring ID with you. What changes? What are you talking about? I never called you. I received a call yesterday requesting the date of your next appointment and a change in cake size. I never called you. I have my passcode. She gives it to me. Was anything changed? No, ma'am, but that is the correct passcode. Would you like to make any changes? No. Are you sure someone called about my cake and nothing was changed? Yes, ma'am. The woman gave your information but not your passcode. I assure you, no detail was changed or released, and nothing will be without your express permission and the passcode. Oh, I think I know what happened. Can you make sure your bakery knows I will not be making any changes over the phone, and I want my passcode to stay the same? Anything I do will be in person from now on. No problem. I'll flag it now. Is there anything else I can do for you? No, thank you for letting me know. Have a good night. I told my manager what she said, and she is keeping an eye on this account and has flagged it as important. She also sent out a memo about passcodes to be safe. She lives for drama, so I think she's half hoping the mother-in-law will come in to try something. Update 3. We were short-staffed today. 2 bakers called out on short notice and we were slammed with giant orders. Because of this, I was mostly working in the back. The only ones in the store were the bakers, 3 counter girls, and me. My manager wasn't due in until mid-afternoon. I'm running about dropping off pastries when I hear a familiar voice speaking loudly. My butthole puckers because fuck, this is not the day for this. The oven is beeping, so I have no time to eavesdrop. I go about my business and am elbow deep in sugar when one of the counter girls calls for me. She sounds close to tears. It's worth mentioning this girl is 16 years old. She tells me what's going on. Mother-in-law came in and asked to change an order she placed for a wedding cake. Counter girl says okay and tries to help. She knows there's the flag on the file, so asks mother-in-law for ID. Mother-in-law says she forgot it and tells counter girl to change it anyway. Counter girl says she can't, and mother-in-law demands to speak to our manager. Counter girl explains our manager won't be in until later. This is unacceptable to mother-in-law. To the other customers, she starts rambling about how useless teenagers are and how unprofessional and unaccommodating our bakery is. Counter girl asks mother-in-law to not bother the other customers before offering a free coffee and pastry as an apology. Mother-in-law responds by calling counter girl a stupid brat. This is when counter girl excused herself and came to get me. I'm pissed because we were too busy for this, and people who are rude to employees deserve a special place in hell. You don't talk to any employee like that, let alone a fucking kid. So I tell counter girl to call our manager and go on break while I handle mother-in-law. I head out front and the following exchange happened. Hi, mother-in-law. I understand you're having problems with your order. How can I help you? Mother-in-law complains that she needs to show ID, complains about the unhelpful phone girl, complains about disrespectful brats, and finally gets around to telling me that she wants to change her wedding cake. Ma'am, I apologize for the inconvenience, but there is no need to speak about our teenage employee like that. Now, let me see what I can do. Mother-in-law grunts and tells me to just fix it. Oh, I see the problem. Your order has been flagged and I can't make any changes without proper ID or the passcode. If you can provide me with either of these, I will happily assist you. I don't have ID and I forgot my passcode. You are being very unhelpful. Ma'am, there is no need to yell. I understand your frustration, but since you made the passcode, I'm sure you understand the necessity for it. If you show me ID, I can help you change your passcode. We value our clients' privacy and would hate to have any changes made to your cake without your approval. Mother-in-law looks angry and uncomfortable. Yes, I did make sure to speak loud enough for the other customers to hear. After a moment, she says she'll come back. I watch her go out to her car and make a phone call. Counter girl comes in from her break and I told her to get me if mother-in-law enters the store again. So far, mother-in-law hasn't come back and her car is no longer there. I'm typing this during my lunch break and my manager should be in soon, so I will update if anything new occurs. Wow, this woman is unhinged. It's clear she's trying to hijack the wedding. Good thing the daughter-in-law was smart enough to install a passcode. And I agree with OP about people who mistreat employees. They do deserve a special place in hell. Jesus, tap dancing Christ. I have to applaud OP for how well she handled this ratbag, who I'm sure will continue to cause trouble. And yes, OP did add more updates, which I'll cover next time. And with that, I'll end the video here. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.